Hi and Assalamualaikum everyone. My name is Shaida Khadijah binti Rosli and my topic is Deep Shaft Biological Reactor. The journal that I choose from ResearchGate is Bioeffectiveness and Sludge-Free Deep Shaft Reactor based on sequential fluidized beds in biological aerobic wastewater treatment developed in the Republic of Panama. The author of this journal is Carla Losivicius and she published this journal on April 2013. The objective of this study is to evaluate the biological effectiveness of organic matter elimination in a biological wastewater treatment based on extended aeration applied widely in the Republic of Panama. The system used a deep shaft reactor based on fluidized beds by control form, allowing almost total inhibition of the bacterial competition when stoichiometric variables are controlled in biotic niches. There are 6 parameters in this study, which is conductivity, biological oxygen demand in 5 days, chemical oxygen demand, total solids, turbidity, and sludge production. Based on Cuny and Levenspiel 1991, the fluidized bed is a physical phenomenon that used for mechanical particle classification according size, form, and density using unnumberable variables of which emphasize the bubble and promoting the location of equivalent masses substrate in specific point of the fluidizer system by criteria. Also, according to Harrison and Leung 1961, when a bubble is formed, it moves the material upwards, creating a balance between the flotation force and the inertia of the material surrounding the bubble. Residual water is an organic platform that can be fluidized, and the reduction of the organic components determine the capacity of oxidation of the matter by chemical and biological activities. Based on Pan American Health Organization PAHO 2006, determined in developed country, each inhabitants contribute 54 kg per day of substance that can be oxidized biologically and determine the biochemical demand of oxygen. The system of this study is denominated by Coro System, who are developed and designed a deep shaft biological aerobic reactor that consists of 4 individual and contagious tanks that will flow the residual water without recycling as shown in the figure below. The figure below shows a deep tank reactor, Coro tank reactor, and biological tank filter. Based on the experiment that has been done by Jackson and Shen in 1978, they said the homogenization tank make the homogeneous mixture of the effluent and it is conducive to the deep shaft reactor tank that offer minor energy consumption in the discharge oxygenation capacity, low cost and low maintenance, elevating the partial pressure and the oxygen solubility, distributing the fluid to the sedimentation tank and through a secondary filtration percolation treatment. The treated wastewater sample is a domestic type. There are 5 unity statistical samples and been identified as S1 to S5. The time of study took 20 months, such constitute monthly quantification of sludge and each 4-month parameter characterization. The indicator parameter consists of 6, which is electrical conductivity, biological oxygen demand, chemical oxygen demand, total solid, turbidity, and sludge. The definition of electrical conductivity is the measure of ionic activity in a solution. It is compared to total dissolved solid by the provided equation. TDS equal to 0.5 times EC times 10 to the power of 3. Next, the definition of biological oxygen demand is the oxygen requirement for the biochemistry organic matter degradation. For chemical oxygen demand, the definition is the oxygen requirement of total organic matter or susceptible matter oxidation in a liquid sample. Total solids definition is all suspended and dissolved material in a water sample. It also determines the biological and physical control of wastewater treatment processes. The definition of turbidity is an optical property given by the light absorption in a sample. And lastly, for sludge, the biological active mass formed by flux aggregation. The selection criteria for electrical conductivity is high value indicate high ion activity and can be relation to the organic degradation. For biological oxygen demand, the selection criteria is low value represent low remaining of organic matter after biometabolism. The chemical oxygen demand is the BOD-COD relation between 1.25 until 2.50 indicate biodegradability. For total solid, the selection criteria is high value must be different between organic and inorganic matter. For turbidity, when in relation to suspended solid, it can be an indicator parameter. And lastly, for sludge, the sludge production quantification indicates the sludge metabolism. Parameter of effectiveness calculation was evaluated in two distinguished groups, which was P, production quality, and PC, which was production capacity quantity, according sample collection and analytical technique. Next is results. For the P group, they were acquired and calculated for two different situations, which is pure theoretical PT and normative theoretical NT. For pure theoretical, the study used the proportion of phosphorus organic total to obtain an exponential equation such as x equal to 3.85. The study also could estimate the PT output at determined BOD5 of 280 mg per liter as standard, and below the graph shows as input typical composition of untreated domestic wastewater, which was A is BOD, B is COD, C is TS, and D is TSD. The NT input was obtained by 90% design system efficient of the NT output. By analyzing the effectiveness, it is important to emphasize the difference between PT and NT reference value. There is no uniformity between the different prediction equations used commonly. Next, there is a calculation for average, standard deviation, and coefficient of variation. And then next, the calculation for confidence limit for lower output and upper output is being calculated. And lastly, the efficiency is calculated based on input minus output divided by input times 100%. The global parameter efficiency is also calculated for lower, which is 83.52%, average 89.55%, and higher is 95.71%. The global parameter efficacy is within the confidence limit of the study between 83.52% until 97.71% and has no decision factor when the study defined closer to 90% efficacy. The turbidity measure was affected because the procedure of measurement immediately the sample go against the air bubble dispersed, giving false result, but the methodology study did not permit the use of different technique analysis. All efficacy result and important observation could be visualized in the graph below. Sludge production P was quantified by the sludge drag. Dose management was determined by subjective criteria of operation and maintenance of evaluated system. All drag sludge was quantified in kilogram. The results show R is equal to 99.58% as efficiency sludge removal average, standard deviation is equal to 0.18, confidence limit is equal to 0.001, and coefficient of variation equal to 0.72, indicating almost zero sludge production with no system of flow dependency. And for the conclusion, first, the effectiveness perspective reflects an underlying paradigm shift toward greater concern with variety impact of wastewater treatment and toward a corresponding re-examination of what is considered relevant scientific evidence on the value of practical wastewater treatment system. Second, wastewater treatment systems are designed according to the data from the literature. It becomes visibly inconsistent in compliance with environmental requirements because there is no individual or applicable cost-effectiveness analysis. The globalization of the parameters to be considered in the various climatic peculiarities is in breach of regulation and disappointment with the analysis result expected performance. And lastly, this unconventional study system demonstrates that scientific basis underlying using non-traditional holistic approaches remain viable as a solution to problem of modern origin in big cities and demand sustainable development, opening the horizon of research in the field. Real analyzed redefining methods must be shared and developed, combining features of efficacy and effectiveness research and separative conventions such as traditional non-applicable approach. Here are the references, and thank you for watching.